Hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day you're watching today. Sasha here. Today's Wednesday, so you know what that means. It's Wellness Wednesday. As promised, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going over the sleep portion of the Samsung Health app. So let's jump right in. This is how a typical sleep day. This is how it looks in the sleep portion of the app. You mainly log in your hours for the morning or last night, and you rate your sleep. So for today's date, I slept a total of 5 hours and 50 minutes. And that was between 1:40 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Now, the golden sweet spot, I guess I could call it, recommendation for the average adult is 6 to 8 hours of sleep. There were some days where I hit that no problem. There were other days where I fell short. And then there were 2 days where I forgot to record. So shame on me, it's not gonna be as cohesive. But I will say this, that sleep app, or the sleep portion of the app, is one of the most one of the easiest portions that I could input my data into, because it's really easy just to log in and record my sleeping hours, and bada bing, I'm done. Samsung Health has a nice description on what goes on when you're looking at the sleep portion for the app. So here we at the information part of the sleep portion. Feel free to pause and read through. I'm just gonna scroll, but this is pretty awesome stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And then at the end, you get or not you, but Samsung gets an idea of how I've been sleeping. And they'll say, oh, you wake up on time, which is after 7, I believe. I'm not sure what they deem as waking up on time. But, have you been waking up on time? Have you been going to bed on time? And I can understand with the fairness that, yeah, there's some days where I've been kind of screwing up. So those fair ratings for the days that I have not hit 6 to 8 hours are totally warranted. So today's day is the 6th, and I slept for a total of 5 hours and 50 minutes. And then I woke up at my target wake time, which was 7:30. I don't know how they deem that, but, if I find out, I will definitely follow up with an addendum. So further down, we get the sleep details. When you log in your hours, you can actually rate your sleeping too. Like, how did you feel? Did you feel well rested? If so, give it a 5 out of 5, and then if you felt completely tired waking up, then rate it a 1. So it also tells you how many calories you've burnt while you were asleep, which is pretty rad. I like that. It's kind of sad now that I've been burning a lot more calories asleep than I have been awake. But that's going to change, folks. Mark my words. So, sleep consistency targets. They take a week's worth of readings, and the blue is I was within target, while the gray is I fell out of target. So out of this past week, I was in target for most of the week, which is pretty good. And then to round everything off, we have the averages, like the stats for the nerd in us. So I went to bed on average by 1 a.m. in the morning. Yikes. My average wake up time was 7:03 a.m. And I spent an average of 6 hours and 3 minutes asleep. Well, at least that doesn't look too bad. I will say this, folks. Usually when I wake up and, I've gotten ready and I'm fully awake, I'll go to my phone and the Samsung Health app will chirp and let me know, hey, were you asleep at X and Y time, between X and Y time? And I'm like, sometimes it's way off, but a lot of the times it is pretty accurate, which is crazy. And I've only done logging in the sleeping with my phone. Unfortunately, I have not done it with my Gear Fit, but I want to do an additional episode in which I use my Gear Fit for a week and I log in my sleeping habits, and then we can get even further analysis on how I've been sleeping, because the Gear Fit can tell me you are in, like, how long you've been in deep sleep, how long you've been restless. The Gear Fit can really break down your sleeping schedule. Albeit it's kind of dated, because now the current models out will be able to do so, be able to, give better readings more accurately, as the Gear Fit was like the predecessor. But I'm still eager to see like how it can measure my sleeping habits, because folks, let me tell you, I usually go to bed like early. And this is another caveat to logging in my sleep hours, I will say, with the Samsung Health app. I will say, as a caveat, I do go to bed at a decent hour, but then I'll wake up in the middle of the night. And sometimes it's due to just a natural tendency to wake up. Other times it's due to, hey, I just got to use the bathroom or something. And after, I'm up and I do what I got to do, if I can just go back to bed, then, hey, it's like a little blurb in the, it's a little blurb in my sleep schedule that I can't record that. But if I wake up and I can't go back to bed, then that just cuts in and I just record from that moment that I fall asleep afterwards to my wake up time. So, like, some days, and I'll show you in my trends portion, but some days I'll go to sleep, I have like 8 hours under my belt, 7 hours, 6 hours, whatever. And then other days I'll have like 5 hours and change, 4 hours and change. It's because I fell asleep earlier, but I had woken up for whatever reason and I had a little trouble getting back to bed. So it's just like, well, I just counted the time that I was out like a light and subtracted that by the time I was still up. And then when I went to bed for the second time, that's what I counted as my day's worth of sleep. Oh, and I mentioned that the Samsung Health app will let you know, like, hey, were you asleep during X and Y time? I'll put up a picture right about now. Well, not now, but like very soon, shortly after the sentence. And I'll just show you like an example of what I mean. Like they'll ask you, hey, were you asleep during this time? You could click a small check mark saying, yeah, I was, or you can click the check mark and then adjust the time as necessary if they got it wrong. But it's been 50-50 for the most part. Like sometimes the health app will get it right, sometimes the health app is way off. So that's just looking into one day in the sleep app, which is still pretty cool. I like this. So this is how the trends look. I started, see, I've missed Friday, February 1st. And you notice the graph's moving because the line of, yeah, that was a bad day. Tuesday, January 8th, I missed. Oops. I missed logging in my sleep. So I started December 30th with 5 hours and 30 minutes. And folks, I don't know if you can see here. See, they give you like a portion of the specific daily analysis. But above this graph and below the 5 hours and 30 minutes, it'll tell you if you woken up at your target wake time, or if you missed it, you went to bed at your target bedtime. I missed both my bedtime and my wake time targets. So, like the other parts of the app, Samsung will, give you pats on the back when you go to bed on time, when you wake up on time. And, they'll let you know, hey, you gotta get on the ball. You missing your bedtime targets and wake time targets, which I think is great. That's another bad day. But folks, this portion of the Samsung Health app was one of the easier ones to just log in my data and let people know. Record my progress and be like, okay, I see the trend. But yeah, I just wish that if you woke up in the middle of the night or something and then you resume sleep, you can let the app know in that sense. But I think that's where the wearable technology could come in. So I definitely, would like to make an addendum to this video and, just do a week of logging in my sleep via the Gear Fit and see how it, records my sleep. I will say that, sometimes I just fall asleep at the drop of a hat, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh no, I didn't mean to fall asleep. But I'm just hoping that the Gear Fit has me on, somewhat accurately. Because, yeah, folks, that's one of my deals is like I can fall asleep very quickly, very fast, and forget to hit the sleep function on my wrist or the wearable band. So that's going to do it for this part of the sleep app. I will definitely update y'all at the addendum with the Gear Fit. We can go over like a week's worth of sleeping wearing the Gear Fit because Gear Fit is involved. But that's pretty much it for the sleep portion of the health app. I don't think I covered pretty much everything. But yeah, this was far one of the easier ones to put your data in and see what's going on with your sleep habits. And if you are not having good enough sleep habits, well, there are resources out there that you can improve your sleep. But yep, pretty cool. All right, folks, so sleep is down. Next week we are tackling a really, really big issue. One that's kind of gonna be a thing of transparency, I will admit. And we'll just talk about it. It's going to be the weight portion of this app. So, folks, I will see you next week for another episode of Wellness Wednesday. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Any questions, comments, suggestions, or small talk, don't be a stranger. Leave it in my comment section below. Any and all are welcome and greatly appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, you have yourselves a wonderful evening, afternoon, day, whenever you're watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Take it easy. Make it a great day today and every day. And I wish you nothing but the best. Bye now.